In the heart of a mist-covered valley, nestled between towering cliffs, there stood an ancient tree known only to those who believed in the old tales. The golden apple tree. It had been there for as long as anyone could remember, its twisted branches reaching high into the sky, laden with fruit that shimmered like molten gold. Elderly villagers often spoke in hushed tones about the tree's magical properties. It grants wishes, they would whisper, but only to those who approach with a pure heart and true intention. Yet, despite the legends, few had ever dared to approach the tree, for it was said that the journey to its roots was fraught with peril. Savage storms, dense fogs, and the cruel, sharp rocks that littered the valley. One bright autumn morning, a young girl named Alina set out from her village, determined to see the tree for herself. Her family had struggled for years. Crops had failed, and there was little enough food to keep them warm through the coming winter. She hoped the rumors of the golden apple tree were true, that the fruit would grant a wish, and that perhaps, just perhaps, it might bring prosperity back to her family. Alina was small for her age, but she had a heart full of courage and determination. She had heard her grandmother speak of the tree's ability to grant the purest wishes, and she believed with all her heart that her wish was one of kindness, that of saving her family. The journey to the tree was long and treacherous, but Alina pressed on. The fog seemed to grow thicker the further she went, and strange sounds echoed through the valley. But she paid no mind. She only thought of the tree, its golden apples gleaming like the stars in the stories her grandmother used to tell. As she neared the tree, a wind began to stir, bending the branches in eerie shapes, like fingers beckoning her forward. Alina approached slowly, her heart pounding with both fear and excitement. She reached the base of the tree and stood before it in awe. Its apples glowing softly in the twilight, each one seemed to be a miniature sun, lighting up the surrounding mist. The air was heavy with a strange energy as Alina stepped closer. And for a moment, she wondered if the tree would speak, or if it would test her, as the stories suggested, but it remained silent, the apples glowing brighter with every breath she took. Alina knelt before the tree, her hands trembling slightly as she whispered her wish. Please, grant me enough for my family to survive the winter. Let us have food, warmth, and hope once again. The ground beneath her seemed to tremble, and the wind grew louder, as though the very valley itself was listening. Alina felt a warmth spread through her chest, a soft golden light surrounding her. Then, the tree did something unexpected. It bent one of its branches down, and with a soft rustling sound, a single golden apple fell into her outstretched hands. She marveled at the fruit, its surface smooth and warm to the touch. With a whisper of gratitude, she tucked the apple carefully into her bag and began her journey home. As she walked, the fog began to lift. The path seemed clearer, and a deep peace settled over her heart. When Alina returned to her village, her family was gathered around a small fire. She took the apple from her bag and cut it open, revealing a sparkling golden core. When they ate, the warmth and energy it provided seemed to fill their home. And soon, their crops flourished, the storms passed, and they were never cold again. But the true magic of the golden apple tree was not in the fruit it bore, but in the belief it sparked in those brave enough to seek it. That even in the darkest of times, hope and kindness could bring light back to the world.